going to be participating in my first ever trade show, the Mount Pleasant Business Expo. You can kind of see my booth behind me, and I'm just here the night before getting set up, and of course here with my partner in crime, my wife Simone. And it'll be great to have her here because I am very introverted and she is very extroverted, so it'll I think we'll make a good team. So in this video, I'll hopefully be sharing with you kind of everything that I'm kind of doing to prepare for this trade show and hopefully make it a successful one. And I'll let you know kind of whether I thought it was worth it or not. So stay tuned for that. So it is Expo Day. I got mostly set up last night, but unfortunately they told me I needed a 20-foot extension cord for anything electrical that I'm using, but that turned out to be inaccurate. I actually needed probably more like a 40-foot for at least to reach my booth. So I'm having to go run some errands and get some last-minute things done this morning. I was hoping to get it all set up last night, so I wouldn't even have to worry about that this morning, but we'll hopefully get things rolling. There is a lot of traffic out in Charleston today, so yeah, it'll be a little tight. But that is kind of my first tip, is definitely make sure if you get the opportunity to go ahead of time the night before or several hours before to set up. You just never know what information they may have told you that's inaccurate, or you most likely you forgot something that you really needed. So we're gonna go get this extension cord right now. All the tall blonde rooms. Thank you. So probably one of the biggest things I'm nervous about right now is just hooking up the TV to play my little slideshow, because it does require the Mac adapter, and I haven't used it in a while. So if that goes wrong, I have to figure something out. All right, I think we're good to go. I'm all got my booth set up and got my business cards, pins, magnets, and I also have my book of brands, which is something that I've wanted to do for a long time. Basically, with each of my branding clients, I always design them a brand guidebook to help them stay on brand with their logo guidelines, their color palettes, messaging, and a whole bunch of other things. So I wanted to kind of put these all into one book, sort of like a portfolio. That I've never actually had a print portfolio before. Being a digital agency, I've always had it online. So this was really cool to be able to have this and just kind of see some of the work I've done in the past. One thing I think I didn't really think about, or I thought about it, but I just didn't realize how much more expensive this was going to be. Obviously you have the initial cost of the expo, which is, for this one was a few $100s, but then you have to get all of your marketing material. Fortunately, I already had a banner. I was able to get some of my stickers and magnets from Sticker Mule, and I've been able to get some of those for free because so many of you have gone and clicked my referral link. I'll include that below, by the way. Yeah, but I would just say, whatever you think it costs, just double it. You're probably going to end up spending a lot more than you think. And so because of that, you have to weigh the cost if you really think it's going to be profitable for you. For me, even if I get one client out of this, that would be great, and that would pay for everything. But honestly, I do also have very low expectations. I'm really wanting to just build my email list. That's one of the biggest goals that I have, and the way I'm doing that is by doing a free giveaway to target business owners, specifically by letting them just drop their business card right in the bucket, and that way they're hopefully a little bit more qualified, and I can also see from their title on their business card if they are possibly someone who could use my services. Oh, and I just remembered I still have one more thing I need to do. I need to go to Staples and pick up some flyers, so let's go do that. You know, and honestly, it's not just the expense, but there's also just a lot of time involved that you don't think about. For one thing, it really crept up on me when I first booked this. It was back in May. September came way too fast, and so I was really trying to design a bunch of promotional materials that I didn't already have, because most of my business is digital. I don't need to have a lot of print materials. I had business cards, but I didn't have this flyer, so I was designing that just yesterday. So just make sure, if you're doing this for the first time, don't procrastinate. Get some of these things done as soon as you book the thing, because it'll just come up a lot sooner than you think. Well, this is not good. The flyers are not done yet. Could have sworn that they were going to be done by this morning. They said not till this evening is when they're guaranteed. But the lady said she'll do her best to get them done before the expo. One of the people in my mastermind, when I was telling them I was going to do this expo, they recommended that I spend actually more time networking with the other vendors, which makes a lot of sense. A lot of them are business owners, and so at some point I'm going to have Simone, my wife, go around and hand out these flyers to the different booths and talk to them for me. It's not something that I would be very good at doing, but she is a great salesperson, so fingers crossed, hopefully we can get these flyers by the time it starts at 1. All right, so just picked up Simone. We got a bite to eat. Now we're heading over to the convention center. It starts in about 20 minutes, so we'll get there right in time. Right at 1 o'clock when the conference or the expo started, we got a call about our flyers, so we got them. So now Simone is going around to the different booths, handing out this flyer, sharing about what we do, and if nothing else, we tell them, give us your business card, we'll enter you in to win some free AirPods. Yeah. Go cash this one in. Sunglasses. Mouse pad. I don't even know what this is. Let's take a look at how many cards we've got. 1, 2. Screw it. I'm not doing this tonight. Hey guys, so it's actually been several months since that trade show. It just took me a while to get to editing this video, but I still wanted to share some of my results from it. First of all, overall, I felt like the giveaway was a success. Again, I was giving away free AirPods, and that's something that generally I think people place a high value on, but it's not necessarily a high ticket item, so it worked out well for a giveaway. So between Simone going around to the different vendors and also people dropping their business card in the bucket, I actually gained about 90 email addresses. So I'm definitely happy with that, and that was one of my bigger goals for this trade show. But of those 90 email addresses, probably about half of them ended up being actual qualified leads that actually could potentially work with me. Out of those, Simone also carried around a little sign-up form with her where she could book meetings for me for after the event. And so she was able to book, I think, 3, maybe 4 meetings for me. Now, I know for sure that I ended up doing 2 of those meetings. One of them was actually someone interested in my services. The other one just wanted to talk. And then I think I may have gotten stood up on one of them. But also I did end up booking a few meetings later on that I can trace back to the expo, and that mostly came through my email marketing, just kind of hitting those people again that had signed up at the conference. I think my only regret from this is that I really should have sent out way more email blasts, especially right after the trade show. I knew that follow-up is a really important thing from something like this, but I just honestly didn't do a great job at it. But I will have to tell you that in the end, I didn't get any new clients out of it. I had one person who was really close, but they ended up not following through. So based on all of that, did I think it was worth it or not? Well, personally, I'm really glad that I did this. Again, it was my first time for my business. But if I were to be honest, I probably wouldn't do it again. Just because I'm more of a digital agency, I just don't think it works as well for what I'm doing, and I can do a lot of this online. Now, in spite of that, something I think could have worked way better for me, and I definitely recommend you do if you are looking into something like this, is to find a trade show that really is niche specific. For instance, for me, a lot of my clients tend to be in the tech startup realm. So if I found a conference that was really geared towards that, where my target customer would be, I think it would have been a lot more successful. But as I said, this was my very first trade show for my business, but some of you out there are pros at this. You could probably offer way more tips than I've done in this video. If you have any tips to share, please add them in the comments below so other people can benefit, and I'd love to hear them too. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to get more videos like this in the future. Thanks so much for watching, and enjoy the entrepreneur life.